All right, back out on the Fox River. It's January 30th, actually, I think. Fishing whitefish today. There's definitely a good amount of walleyes in here right now. We just got here a little late, probably between Manitowoc and Green Bay when we were driving up. Would have been prime time for walleyes. It's a little after 7, about 7:15 right now. Walleyes bite right at sunset and just before, sunrise. So it'll be mainly a whitefish bite today. Maybe right away we can get a walleye or two, but mainly going for whitefish. I think the word is spread far and wide of whitefish. There's easily, you can see over 100 shacks just all up and down the Fox River. And I think most of them are going for whitefish. Definitely some guys are going for walleyes too. But I think if you're fishing late into the morning, they're all going for whitefish. So we'll see. We're just going to use spoons and about 10 feet of water. That's where we know guys have been getting them. So spoons, 10 feet of water, load it up with all sorts of waxworms and minnow heads, and we'll see what happens. Well, it's too bad it's not duck season on the Fox River today. Oh my gosh, there's just thousands of them everywhere. Must be some open water around end of January. Alright, so we're just getting set up in the hub now. We got some auto fishermen's and jaw jackers out with some different baits. The idea is we got all the windows closed. We should be able to do a little bit of sight fishing. We can see our baits about 7 feet down pretty well. And a lot of the fish are coming up to like 5-6 feet. So hopefully we can do a little bit of sight fishing. We got some different baits out on the auto fishermen's. A lot of times on the Fox River, guys don't really have luck with set lines. But it gives us an extra chance. Maybe we can get 1 or 2 with that. So we're all set up in the hub now, and hopefully we can start catching them. We're just using spoons loaded up with waxworms, but maybe we'll change if that's not working. First whitey of the day. Jacob had to get his hands wet. Do you see it bite?
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Sweet. 1 on the ice, 29 more to go. So in case you guys are wondering what we're seeing, it's right there. There's my bait. How clearly you can see it. It's about 4 feet under the ice and 10 feet of water. Now I wish that the camera had infinite battery life and I'd keep it here until I saw some fish swim by, and maybe when there's a bunch swimming by I'll try to get some footage of it. But that's what we're looking at. About 4 feet down, 10 feet of water, and just a slow jiggle. All day when you see a bunch of fish come up to it, you kind of figure out what turns them on and what turns them off. Big quick snaps when I'm not seeing anything. Sometimes they'll come up to it, but they're not going to hit it doing quick snaps. And if you do, you got to do a slow jiggle, keep it super constant. And if you stop, when they're coming up to it and you stop, they will instantly swim away. They'll be gone in a second. So just a slow, consistent jiggle. That's what the bite's been today. Tomorrow it could be totally different, but that's how we're catching them today. There we go. Thing's right under the ice. Literally 3 feet down. Just saw them mouth it. You see probably at least 5 or 6 fish mouth your bait for every one that actually takes it. But I downsized. I had a big buckshot spoon on. I downsized to just that little one, and that way when they mouth it, even if they just mouth it, they take the whole thing. When you set the hook, you get them. So second one of the day. Hoping to get some more of these on the ice. All right. Oop, there we go. There's one right out of the pool. Let's see if I can get this on film. I just got one on film on the hole. Right onto the ice. Didn't get much footage because he's only down there about 3 feet. But another whitefish. Seen him suck it right in. They weren't really going crazy for the waxworms, so I switched to spikes, and they went less crazy for them. So I put waxworms back on, and I got one. So yeah, definitely waxworms today. Sight fishing is awesome. seeing these guys come up and eat it. Super cool. Having a lot of fun today. I would say it's definitely a frustrating way to fish them because you're gonna see about 20 fish for every, well, probably more than that for every fish you catch. But and you're gonna have about 10 fish come up and mouth it for every fish you catch. But the ones you do catch, it's pretty sweet to come up and see them grab your bait. So like I say, we got our hose a little bigger here so we can see down there. But yeah, we're having fun putting these whitefish on the ice. And fourth one of the day. These things are about 2 to 4 feet under the ice when they bite. So if you are not ready with the camera, you are not going to get it on film. Also, it seems that because they're so shallow, I said this once earlier, as soon as you hook them, if you get them up right away, they don't even know they're hardly hooked, so that you're not going to put up much of a fight. So fourth one of the day. Hopefully the sight fishing is getting pretty freaking fun. Hopefully we can get some more yet. Brody is hooked up. First one of the day. Get him up. I can. Oh, there we go. It's a big one.
That was just digging into the fucking marsh and the bottom.
So you didn't see him?
No.
Oh, see you later. First one of the day. So that one was the first one that we wasn't sight fishing. Still good fish. Alright guys, so as you can see, we ended up with 5 whitefish on the day, which is not a great day by any stretch for white fishing. But in the Fox River, these things are so pressured. Like, I'm looking around from the dam all the way to the bridge down there, and I can see probably 75 shacks. These fish are super pressured, so they're not just hitting absolutely anything you throw down. That's why sight fishing was super fun today, but it's also really effective because you can see how these fish interact with the baits. Some baits we put down they didn't like, some baits they did. Some things, if you stopped your bait, they would instantly leave. You have to do a slow, consistent jiggle the whole time. So not only is it fun to see them come in, but sometimes it's effective to see how they're interacting with the bait. If you went way out on the bait and got schools of fish that weren't being pressured, they're probably hitting anything. But these fish that are just being thrown baits at constantly, all day, all the time, every day, they're not going to hit anything. They're going to be pretty finicky. So the sight fishing, it's super fun and it's super effective because you can see what they like and give them a nice, small, slow presentation and get a couple on the ice. Like I say, 5, not a great day by any means. You can certainly get good numbers on the Fox River. We didn't today, but we had a lot of fun doing it.